Women, I understand the significance we place on our living spaces, particularly our restrooms. It's the environment we aspire to experience as tranquil, rejuvenating, and pure. A tidy and fresh-smelling bathroom can significantly influence the overall atmosphere of your home, whether you're preparing for guests or simply starting your day. But lately, have you ever walked into your bathroom even after a thorough cleaning and felt something still seems off? It's not particularly strong or terrible, just lacking in freshness. You're certainly not alone in this experience. In fact, an increasing number of medical professionals are highlighting that many women over the age of 60 may be unintentionally making minor errors in the bathroom that result in persistent odors, particularly that subtle urine scent that often goes unmentioned. Importantly, these errors are not indicative of poor hygiene or negligence. These are just patterns we've developed over time that may no longer serve us effectively. Our living spaces have evolved, our physical selves have transformed, and occasionally our daily practices require adjustment as well. In today's video, I will thoughtfully guide you through 7 prevalent bathroom missteps that might be contributing to an unpleasant odor in your home. Some of them can be quite subtle. One in particular, I must confess, I had been approaching incorrectly for many years. And the sixth one, that one truly saddened me when I recognized its impact on my well-being. I will not only outline these missteps, but also provide straightforward, accessible solutions that you can implement right away. These are practical suggestions that respect your dignity, comfort, and aspiration for a tidy, inviting living space. So take a moment to settle in, and let's approach this with care and consideration. The first oversight often made is neglecting the base of the toilet. Let's start by addressing one of the most frequently ignored spots in the bathroom, the base of the toilet. It's understandable. When we clean the toilet, many of us instinctively concentrate on the bowl. We might scrub the interior, wipe down the top of the seat, and perhaps even shine the handle. However, there's an aspect that frequently goes unnoticed: the junction where the toilet connects with the tile or vinyl flooring. This detail took me by surprise as well. A few months back, after my daughter and her family visited, I detected an unpleasant odor in the bathroom. I had already cleaned the sink and scrubbed the inside of the toilet. I even changed the bath mat and lit a candle, but the odor lingered. So I did something I hadn't done in a while. I got down on my knees with a flashlight and took a good look at the base of the toilet. And what I found, let's just say, it wasn't pretty. There was a ring of dust-old hair and a faint yellow stain circling the base like a shadow. I hadn't observed it because, honestly, I hadn't paid attention to that area in months. The reality is that over time, minor splashes from urine, particularly in households with men or boys, can accumulate at the bottom of the toilet. If your bathroom floor features tile with grout, that grout can soak up and retain odors like a sponge. Even a seemingly clean floor can conceal unpleasant smells. Interesting. Healthcare professionals indicate that this is a prevalent reason for that persistent faint urine odor that lingers despite frequent cleaning. For individuals who find bending or kneeling challenging, it can be easily overlooked. However, there's a considerate solution available. If crouching down is difficult, there are long-handled cleaning tools specifically created for those who may need extra assistance. I possess a tool featuring a flexible head and a gentle scrubbing pad. Weekly, I take a moment to clean the base of the toilet using warm water and a disinfectant enriched with enzymes. These enzymes effectively target and break down odors right at their origin. The process is quick, taking just a minute or two. You'll definitely notice a change in smell within a day. Believe me, it's a worthwhile effort. Everyone deserves a pristine environment from top to bottom. The second common error is opting for fabric toilet mats. Now let's discuss something that feels cozy and soft, yet can be rather unappealing. Those plush fabric mats that encircle the base of the toilet. I understand, I had one for many years. Mine was a delightful seafoam green that coordinated beautifully with my towels. It appeared appealing and provided a pleasant sensation underfoot, leading me to believe I was indulging in a bit of luxury. However, one day as I leaned down to retrieve a fallen earring from the mat, I detected a faint but unmistakable odor. It was subtle yet persistent, a sour, stale scent that felt out of place in an otherwise tidy bathroom. At that moment, I was unaware of a crucial detail. Those soft mats, despite their appealing appearance, function much like sponges. They soak up moisture. Every minor splash from the toilet, every bit of steam from the shower, and even water from the sink all permeate that fabric. When urine splashes even in small droplets, it becomes ensnared in the fibers. Professionals indicate that if you're not cleaning those mats in hot water with a potent detergent at least weekly, they can retain odor-causing bacteria. I used to wash mine every 2 or 3 weeks, believing that it was sufficient, but it clearly wasn't. Now I've opted for a more straightforward and manageable solution. I use a rubberback machine washable mat that I position outside the splash zone. Occasionally, I forgo the mat entirely and opt for comfortable slippers in the bathroom. This approach alleviates concerns about wet fabric adhering to the floor or retaining odors. If you have a fondness for rugs, consider choosing a washable cotton option that dries swiftly and is positioned away from the base of the toilet. Your bathroom will have a more pleasant aroma, and laundry day won't feel as daunting. These seemingly minor adjustments can accumulate, providing us with greater agency over our environment, our comfort, and our tranquility. A common oversight is flushing the toilet with the lid open. This next revelation truly unsettled me when I discovered the underlying science, especially since I had been practicing it incorrectly for years, decades, in fact. I suspect many of you might be in the same boat. It revolves around the seemingly innocuous habit of flushing the toilet with the lid raised. At first glance, it appears harmless. You complete your task, pull the handle, and simply walk away. Many individuals may not be aware of the consequences that occur when water is swirled and flushed. When the lid is left open during a flush, a fine, invisible spray is released into the air. This mist can travel as far as 6 feet, carrying with it minute particles from the bowl. Consequently, substances such as urine, feces, and bacteria can be dispersed throughout your bathroom, landing on surfaces like counters, hand towels, soap pumps, toothbrushes, and even face cream. It's referred to as toilet plume, and it occurs each time you flush with the lid up. The most unsettling aspect is that it's invisible. Everything might appear pristine while still harboring odors and bacteria you were unaware of. Upon discovering this, I experienced a mix of horror and an odd sense of relief. It was shocking to discover that I had been unintentionally compromising the cleanliness of my own bathroom, yet I felt a sense of relief knowing that the solution was straightforward. Now I have made it an essential routine to always close the lid before flushing. If your toilet lacks a lid, I highly recommend installing one. They are generally affordable, simple to attach, and can significantly enhance the freshness of your bathroom. I began storing my toothbrush in a drawer and changing my face towel every few days instead of weekly. These minor adjustments have led to a significant improvement. It's important to recognize that even if we can't see certain things, they can still impact us. This is about safeguarding your environment, your well-being, and indeed your self-respect. Mistake number 4 involves neglecting to clean under the toilet seat and around the rim. This might feel a bit awkward to discuss, but rest assured we're all navigating this together. It's easy to overlook these areas, and for a long time I believed I was maintaining a good standard of cleanliness. I would clean the top of the seat scrub inside the bowl with a toilet brush and consider it finished. However, one day during a thorough cleaning session with my granddaughter, I discovered that I had overlooked a significant area. She volunteered to assist me with the bathroom cleaning. While I was busy wiping down the mirror, her curiosity led her to lift the toilet seat completely off the bowl. She gazed at me and remarked, "Grandma, were you aware that you can remove this?" I didn't, but sure enough, with just a little push and twist, the entire seat popped right off. What we saw underneath made my heart sink. There was a buildup of grime dust and dried urine in the little crevices where the seat attaches to the bowl. Upon closer inspection, I noticed the curved areas just beneath the lip were marked by stains and residue that had previously escaped my attention. It's easy to forget about what we can't see, isn't it? However, those overlooked spots are often the perfect hiding places for odor-causing bacteria. Even in a seemingly pristine bathroom, these small areas can retain odors that appear to arise from nowhere. Healthcare professionals and sanitation specialists suggest that it is beneficial to detach the toilet seat monthly or at least every few months for a comprehensive cleaning around the hinges and beneath the seat. Employ a disinfectant spray or a natural mixture such as vinegar and baking soda. Allow it to rest for a few minutes, then gently scrub with a toothbrush or a small brush. Remember to pay attention to the rim inside the bowl where the water exits. That's another area where buildup can occur and lead to a lingering smell. The positive aspect is that it doesn't require much time. After a few attempts, you'll realize how swift and straightforward it can be. Just an additional 5 minutes each week can ensure your bathroom is genuinely clean, not just superficially, but also in those less visible spots. It's not about achieving perfection. It's essential to approach this matter with a comprehensive mindset that suits your needs. The fifth mistake involves the incorrect disposal of incontinence products. The following topic is sensitive, yet it requires open and compassionate discussion as it impacts numerous women who often suffer in silence. I'm referring to how we manage and dispose of incontinence products. First and foremost, it's important to acknowledge this: if you are utilizing liners, pads, or adult briefs to handle incontinence, you are certainly not alone. In reality, millions of women over the age of 60 experience some degree of bladder leakage. This is a natural aspect of aging for many, and it does not imply that you have done anything wrong. There is no reason to feel ashamed. Despite the prevalence of this condition, many individuals have not received guidance on how to handle the associated odor. A common error is disposing of used products in a standard bathroom trash can and allowing them to linger. I will recount my personal experience. Initially, I would simply discard the liners into a small bin beside the toilet, lining it with a plastic bag, and replacing it every few days, believing that it was sufficient. However, over time, I started to detect a subtle yet lingering odor, reminiscent of something sour and unsettling. Each time I entered the bathroom, even after cleaning thoroughly, that smell seemed to reemerge. Eventually, I came to understand that the issue wasn't with the toilet or the floor. It stemmed from the trash. Despite having closed the lid, the odor was gradually intensifying from the used items within. Experts indicate that this occurrence is more prevalent than many might assume. Residual urine in disposable products can emit ammonia scents, particularly when stored in warm, confined areas. When you delay addressing certain issues, they can begin to permeate your environment, creating an uncomfortable atmosphere. So how do you resolve this? The solution is straightforward and restores a sense of order and self-respect. Initially, I acquired a small covered trash bin that seals securely. It's not just any open-top container. It's one with a proper lid that closes tightly. Then I began incorporating scented or deodorizing liners. However, the true breakthrough came when I started sealing each used product in a small disposable bag, similar to those used for pet waste. These bags are readily available at most stores or online. They offer discretion, affordability, and are simple to secure. Every evening before bed, I take a moment to empty the bin. It has become a natural part of my routine, akin to brushing my teeth or securing the door. I must say my bathroom has remained fresher, more serene, and above all, more private. Dealing with incontinence is challenging enough without the added concern of persistent odors. Everyone deserves to feel clean in control and undisturbed in their own environment. These small routines aren't merely about being particular. They reflect a respect for your well-being, your space, and your self-assurance. The reality is our bathrooms serve more than just practical purposes. They are serene retreats, and you have every right to enter yours and experience tranquility. Not anxiety, not embarrassment, just tranquility. Mistake number 6 involves neglecting to clean the wall behind the toilet. This is an area that many of us tend to overlook, and truthfully, it didn't even cross my mind for a significant portion of my life. It's not due to a lack of care. Rather, it's one of those concealed spaces that slips our minds until an unpleasant odor reminds us of its presence. Yes, I'm referring to the wall behind the toilet. It's natural to wonder about the cleanliness of those less visible areas often overlooked and out of reach. However, these spaces can significantly contribute to persistent odors, particularly in shared households with males. Even in the tidiest of bathrooms, neglecting to clean the wall behind the toilet can lead to unpleasant smells over time. Why? Because when men stand to urinate, tiny splashes so small you may not even notice them can land on the wall. Over time, those little droplets dry up, leaving behind an invisible residue. Eventually, that residue can become a source of odor. The tricky part is that it happens slowly, so you may not notice it until one day you clean the whole bathroom from top to bottom and something still doesn't smell fresh. I recall the precise instance I made this realization. I had thoroughly cleaned everything, scrubbed the toilet, wiped down the floor, replaced the towels, and even added a touch of air freshener. The space appeared immaculate. Yet as I stepped back and inhaled deeply, that lingering sour odor returned, eluding my efforts to eliminate it. Out of sheer curiosity, I found myself wandering around the restroom, approaching the wall, and giving it a wipe with a damp cloth. To my astonishment, the cloth returned with a yellowish hue. It dawned on me that I hadn't cleaned that wall in years. Considering I had grandsons visiting every other weekend, I decided to incorporate a new habit into my weekly routine from that moment on. Once a week, I use a soft microfiber cloth along with a gentle cleaning solution, typically a mix of white vinegar and warm water, to clean the wall behind and beside the toilet. I avoid scrubbing too hard, particularly on painted surfaces, but I ensure that I thoroughly wipe that area. When your walls are tiled, you have the opportunity to clean them more effectively. If you find bending difficult, using a long-handled cloth mop can alleviate strain on your back. The transformation is remarkable. That persistent odor vanished within days, and the bathroom has maintained a fresher atmosphere ever since. It's common to miss spots that aren't immediately visible. Sometimes the most significant outcomes arise from the tiniest adjustments. When we dedicate time to nurture those overlooked areas, we aren't merely tidying up. We're reinstating a feeling of tranquility and order within our living spaces. Therefore, if you've tidied everything, yet still notice an elusive odor, consider taking a moment to inspect the wall behind your toilet. A quick wipe once a week can create a sense of cleanliness in your bathroom. It's not just about the visible areas, but also about the deeper aspects that contribute to a pleasant environment. Keep in mind that the aim isn't to achieve perfection, but rather to cultivate a sense of tranquility. You deserve that every day. Mistake number 7 involves leaving damp towels hanging for too long. While it may appear minor, it significantly affects the overall scent and freshness of your bathroom. It's a common habit many of us engage in without much thought, allowing damp towels to linger for too long. I can relate, as I was once guilty of this myself. After a shower, I would casually drape my towel on the hook behind the door, assuming I'd reach for it again the next day. Occasionally I would, but more often than not, it would remain there, still a bit damp, soft against my skin, yet never fully dry. One morning I entered my bathroom and noticed a faint sour odor. It wasn't overpowering, but it was enough to make me stop and think. I had just cleaned the toilet, wiped down the sink, and changed the mat. What could be causing it? That's when I leaned in closer to my towel, and there it was, a damp, musty scent that had embedded itself deep within the fibers. It wasn't apparent yet, it had woven itself into the very essence of my routine. I came to understand how frequently I had neglected to dry towels, sometimes allowing them to linger for 2 or 3 days without proper care or washing. Insights from professionals highlight that damp towels are a significant contributor to unpleasant bathroom smells, particularly in older residences with inadequate airflow. When a towel fails to dry completely, it can foster an environment for mildew and bacteria. These minuscule organisms emit a distinct musty odor. Even if there are no visible signs, your sense of smell is aware. Gradually, the atmosphere in your bathroom may feel denser, less invigorating, and more challenging to maintain. However, the solution is remarkably straightforward. To start, consider using a wide towel bar for hanging your towel rather than a hook. Hooks can cause the fabric to bunch up, hindering air circulation and prolonging the drying time. A bar allows the towel to hang flat, facilitating quicker drying. Additionally, after your shower, try leaving the bathroom door open or slightly cracking a window for a few minutes. Allowing the steam to escape can facilitate quicker drying for both the walls and your towels. Additionally, consider washing your towels more frequently. While many of us were taught that it's unnecessary to wash a towel after each use, which holds some truth if it remains damp, the following day, feel free to add it to the laundry. You are worthy of experiencing the comfort of a freshly laundered towel. Your bathroom, too, should embrace the essence of cleanliness. I find it helpful to maintain a small basket of neatly rolled towels tucked away under the sink. Having a few extras on hand ensures that a dry towel is always within reach. This simple adjustment has significantly transformed my feelings each time I enter my bathroom. Gone are the days of unpleasant odors and damp fabric draped over the door. Just a little piece waiting on a hook or folded neatly nearby. And let's be honest, at this stage in life, we've earned that peace. We've earned the right to feel clean, cared for, and surrounded by freshness. So don't think of it as just another chore. Think of it as one more way to nurture yourself, a small act of care that says I matter. Because you do. A tidy bathroom can lead to a tranquil state of mind. So here it is, everyone. 7 subtle yet impactful bathroom habits that many of us fall into without awareness. More importantly, 7 gentle and manageable strategies to address them. Not in an instant, not flawlessly, but with kindness and at your own pace. I want to emphasize that this video is not intended to pass judgment or offer criticism. Its purpose is to provide support, encouragement, and to remind you that maintaining your living space goes beyond mere cleanliness. It's about cultivating a sense of tranquility in your everyday environment. It's about recognizing the hard work you already put in and presenting a few additional strategies to simplify the process. This phase of life can indeed present its own set of challenges. Our bodies undergo transformations and our energy levels fluctuate. Tasks that once took a mere 10 minutes may now require 30, and that's perfectly acceptable. You are not lagging, rather you are adjusting and gaining wisdom. You remain deserving of a serene and tidy living environment. If you resonated with any of these insights, or if they inspired a fresh perspective on your surroundings, I would be eager to hear your thoughts. We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Which of these 7 insights resonated with you the most, or do you have a tip of your own to contribute? This community is rich with intelligent, reflective individuals who have discovered various solutions. If you found this video beneficial, please consider giving it a like. It aids others in discovering these gentle reminders. Additionally, if you haven't yet, we encourage you to subscribe to Wise Elders Insight, where we explore topics ranging from home care to health and emotional well-being, specifically designed for life after 60. Until next time, keep this in mind. A tidy bathroom goes beyond merely impressing visitors. It creates an environment that feels pleasant, smells inviting, and serves as a daily reminder that you are valued. You are worthy, and you are certainly not alone.